Good afternoon. My name is Sis I Murray. I'm a retired registered midwife. I have been practicing for over 40 years in the government service. In my midwifery life, I was also an immunization officer. I have immunized more than 2,000 newborn, infant, children, and adults. So I strongly believe in immunization, because immunization is one of the ways that we prevent persons from contracting preventable diseases. Immunization has been about for many years. So in this season when we are in the pandemic and persons are talking about they don't want to take the vaccine, I think sometimes it's ignorance. Because there are times, and still it exists, when you cannot be admitted to primary school, infant school, high school, even immigration. You need to have your immunization card, which is supposed to be up to date. And those immunizations are mandatory. There are times when persons cannot take the vaccine because of medical condition, and then they are asked to get a referral from their private practitioner or the medical practitioner to prevent them from, to allow them to be accepted. In this pandemic, it is a very serious thing, and I think we ought to be aware that this virus that we are going through, it is a death sentence, and it can be prevented. Some of us are behaving in a very ignorant way, because we are saying it is going to cause us to have tail, and it is going to make some men impotent, and there is some little metal into it that is going to, it is like it's the mark of the beast. I, as an immunization officer, that is not my concept of it, because there are so many persons know that I did not believe a vaccine. You would have persons polio, persons who would have whooping cough, and then all of the debilitating things that those diseases cause. I strongly believe that if we go through this pandemic and we do the things that are asked to be done, that are set out by the Ministry of Health, all those protocols, we can prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Coronavirus has been here for a while, because if we look at even the Lysol tin, you see where the Lysol prevents coronavirus. 2019, it is called COVID-19 because that specific virus was first detected in 2019, hence COVID-2019. Prevention is better than cure. So for us to prevent persons or family members or other persons contracting the virus, there are certain things, certain protocols that are set out that we need to be adhering to. Example, physical distance. We are asked to stay apart from the other person 6 feet, and that is a reason. You see, the droplets from the person who has the virus cannot go further than 6 feet. That is what the scientists say. And so that is why they say 6 feet. Proper washing of our hands with soap and running water. Sanitization when we don't have the water or the soap to wash your hands. Wear your mask appropriately. Cover your mouth and your nose, because that is the track that the virus is large, and that is the track that the virus, when you cough or you sneeze, or when you talk and you laugh, that is how the virus is going to come out of your body that is infected and go out into the atmosphere, and other persons inhale it, and they will also get the virus. So what we are going through now, this pandemic, it is not a joke thing, it is a very serious thing. When we look at the news, you see how many persons are contracting the virus and they are dying. And most of those persons who die as a result of complication of the virus is because those persons were not immunized. The persons who were immunized, if they do get the virus, their body have the ability to fight that virus, and so most of those persons will survive. This is not to say that persons who didn't get the virus, who didn't get the vaccine, will not survive. But when you look at the testimony that those persons are giving after they survive, it is heart-rending. It is heart-rending. People, even when you hear persons' testimony, you cry. And my advice to all of us, not just Jamaica, but all human beings, try your very best to prevent yourself contracting the virus. by adhering to the protocols that are set out by the Ministry of Health, by encouraging your family members to wash their hands as much as possible, sanitize when they are not able to wash, wear their mask in public, and sometimes it's possible, and you have visitors at your home, still wear a mask into the house because you don't know, you cannot see the virus, you cannot feel the virus. Only when you contract the virus and start to have the symptoms of the virus, then you know that you contract the virus. So it is for us to encourage one another to do our very best to prevent us contracting this virus. My recommendation is also to take the vaccine. Vaccine is one of the best prevention with this virus that we are going through now. People, it is new, and so it takes a lot of education, a lot of coercing for some persons to take it. And it is not for us to go out and force them to say, take it because so. We are going to show them the importance why they should take the virus. And then it is for us who kind of understand what is happening to remind them of all the diseases that were there before some of us were born. Like the polio, the mumps, the rubella, the measles, the tuberculosis. And had it not been for vaccines, a lot of us wouldn't be alive. But because we had taken the vaccine, because then it was mandatory, we are alive today. So people, wherever you are, encourage yourself. Did one little needle, a lot of persons say, it's not the vaccine you're afraid for, it's the needle. The babies use the needle for the vaccine from at birth, 6 weeks, 3 months and going up, and it never killed them. So it's not going to kill us. Just a little stick, you don't even feel it when you get it. And once you take the first vaccine, please remember to go back for your appointment to take the second vaccine. And it is all in all the media that you are protected from the virus 2 weeks after you take the second vaccine. So I'm encouraging all of us, don't just go and take the first vaccine. Go back, keep your appointment, and take the second vaccine. And that is the only way that we are going to go through this pandemic and come out alive.